It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and we've got some great news today. Finally, for the first time since Lara Croft was added to the game, Augustus appears to be the new hero. He is a backline mage, of course, intelligence mains stack. Looks like some kind of owl humanoid hybrid. I'm digging it, if I'm being honest. I'm digging it. I wasn't expecting a new mage, but I'm here for it. That's okay. The ambassador of the faraway floating land of Avician. Augustus is always as calm as the clear sky, preferring to talk his way out of sticky situations where diplomacy fails. His destructive thunder magic works wonders. Just make sure you're not the target. So, all right, we got some good information here so far. We have this nice play card on the social media posts: magic attack, artifact weapon, health and magic attack book, and his ring is the Ring of Intelligence. You can actually view this character in game right now. He's on the hero list just right there when you click on him. Let's see. Ultimate does magic damage to the enemy with the highest health. This is modified by magic attack. This is a big hit. This is a big single target hit. 300% magic attack plus 150. That is a lot. That is a lot of damage to the target with the highest health. Probably a tank, if I had to guess. I can see him being used against... Well, I'll tell you this. Aurora and Rufus both are not going to be good targets for Augustus because they both do great things against magic damage. Yeah, so don't attack with Augustus into those two. Just first guess, I'm assuming. I mean, Astaroth or other tanks that have high health. Or any tank, really. Any tank, any strength hero is going to have higher health than other heroes, so keep that in mind. Green ability, Path of Least Resistance. This is passive, so it's always active. Basic attacks will now deal magic damage and always target the enemy with the least magic defense. If there is more than one such enemy, the nearest one is targeted. Being silenced does not disable this attack. Okay, so he's added to the list of heroes that's basic attack is magic damage. So far, Celeste and Satori are magic damage-based heroes, as well as Augustus now. So his basic auto attack doing magic damage against the enemy with the lowest magic defense. This is often going to be the warriors and the marksmen. All right, so I can see him being effective against heroes that don't have a magic defense glyph and a magic defense skin. Not that Dante needed any more counters, but he does not have a magic defense skin, and he does not have a magic defense glyph. My favorite part about this is that Kark does have a magic defense skin, but he doesn't have a magic defense glyph. So, you know, that's something, I suppose. That's one perk in Kark's favor. But it will target whatever enemy has the lowest magic defense. Of course, it's going to be hard to check that on the fly, but it's going to be pretty apparent depending on the defenses that you go up against. So this guy is going to be good to counter probably weak teams that are already weak to magic attack and magic damage, like physical attacking teams, dodge teams, that sort of thing. He has a 50% modifier on his basic attack, which I don't like that. I actually don't like that. That means that his basic auto attacks are actually going to be a little bit weaker than what it would be if it was just a plain physical attack. But that's to keep him from absolutely blowing up the Dante or the Ishmael or the Kira or whoever that's hiding in the midline. So the way that basic auto attacks work is they always attack the frontmost or the nearest enemy, right? But this will always hit the target with the least magic defense with every single basic auto attack. This could be interesting, actually. This could be very useful to actually circumvent Rufus. If you're using Rufus to protect your allies, or Aurora, I guess, then this could be very useful. Blue ability, Grounded. Whenever Augustus deals damage with Lightning Rod or his basic attack, all nearby enemies take 15% of that damage. The damage decreases with distance. Wow, so every single attack he has is an area of effect magic attack. Every single one. That could be huge. So this guy is going to be kind of like Heidi. Kind of like Heidi in that Heidi does pure damage to the center line there. I bet you're often going to see Augustus doing damage to that center line, depending on where the enemy with the highest health is and the enemy with the lowest, the lowest magic defense is, right? Area of effect, magic damage with every single attack. So far, he only has one ability. These two are passive abilities, so he only has one active ability. Interesting. Violet ability applies superconductivity whenever he deals damage, decreases the target's magic defense for 6 seconds. This effect can be applied multiple times. Every time he hits anybody with any of his attacks, up to 5 enemies can be hit. Like if the enemies are grouped together, like with Lars, Lars has his tornado effect that groups up the enemies. If they're grouped up like that could be huge. Another character that I'm thinking about is Maya and her poisonous bonds. Tangles enemies on the far left and the far right, pulling them closer to each other. Yeah, grouping up enemies means that with this ability right here, all of the enemies, if all of the enemies are stacked on top of each other, every single one of Augustus's basic attacks and his ultimate is going to lower the magic defense. Each application refreshes the duration of all. So this is going to be incredible against Sebastian as well. Like depending on how superconductivity is treated, can Sebastian and can Sebastian and Nebula, Celeste maybe remove these superconductivity stacks? If they can, if Augustus can get Biscuit, which I would imagine that he will because most mages can, then this guy might be really good to counter Sebastian as well. But I don't know that it really is going to matter, honestly. I don't think it's going to matter that much because every time he does a basic auto attack, he's reapplying that ability every single time. And not only is he applying it to one enemy hero, but he's applying it to 3 to 5 heroes at once, not just the one. This guy's going to be incredible for countering Sebastian. Absolutely incredible. If a target afflicted by superconductivity takes magic damage that fully penetrates their magic defense, they take pure damage instead. The hero Kira, she's got a similar ability. And this ability is strong. If the enemy's armor is lower than Kira's armor penetration, her basic attack deals extra pure damage. It's bonus pure damage on top of if she fully penetrates the enemy's armor. This is effectively the same ability, but it's converting all magic damage to pure damage. Okay. This could be one of the ways to counter all these Qing Mao teams that we're going to be starting to see a lot of if you haven't already been seeing a lot of them. How much? 702. How much does this stack to? So it says each application can be applied. This effect can be applied multiple times, but how many times does the Facebook post say? It doesn't say how many times. So the question is how high can that stack? Because 702, like for example, 702 times 10, like 10 stacks of it, that's only 7,000 magic defense reduction. If you take a look at Qing Mao's max stats, it's still 10,500, 10,700. So that ability alone wouldn't do it. Okay, all right. So we need to pair Augustus with a hero that does magic penetration artifact. There are a couple of really good magic penetration heroes that Augustus would pair with, right? If you can get Augustus's magic penetration above a certain threshold, then you will have the ability to do a good amount of pure damage, area of effect pure damage with every single attack, every single basic auto attack as well as his ultimate. So the first hero on the list is going to be Faceless. Faceless could duplicate Augustus's ult, targeting the hero with the highest health, with his doppelganger ability. The power throw ability also kind of groups enemies together. Augustus Faceless is my first thought. Augustus Faceless, because power throw groups up enemies a little bit. Arc lightning does magic damage, that's okay. Spell expert increases magic defense for the team, that's okay. But his artifact weapon is magic penetration. All right, so that's the first one. I already talked about Lars and his ultimate grouping up enemies. Lars has a magic penetration artifact also. So Lars Augustus could be good. Chain lightning, that doesn't really help much. Striking the nearest enemy with a lightning bolt and stunning them, that could stack really well with Augustus. If the lightning rod ability always attacks the tank, usually it's going to attack the tank because tanks have the highest health on the enemy team, and this ability also hits the tank. That could be a lot of damage to that front line. Orion is another hero that has a magic penetration artifact weapon that could go good. What I like about Orion is the full charge makes him ult a lot faster than the other two heroes that I've already suggested. He ults before Lars, he ults before Faceless. Every time he does damage or uses an ability,